So if we ska back Sacrificing Stitched Assistant and get maybe back Ancestral Anger, we could kind of storm off if we get a little lucky targeting this Drake here. So let's see. So let's sacrifice Assistant, get back Anger, and then we can target the Drake with the Anger. We'll draw 2 cards here. Hit them for 3. We'll draw 1 Anger. We'll draw... Let's see. Okay, so we're kind of doing it. It's kind of happening. Are we getting there? We could chill down the bat and let's see. Hello, Daily Drafters. Today is Tuesday, January 18th, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft. As we get into the draft here, I'd like to give a special thank you to all those in the subscriber community for choosing to spend a part of your day here with me. And for those of you that aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that red subscribe button attached to this video. Remember, it's absolutely free, will never cost you a dime, and you will then have access to the most consistent, high-quality MTG Limited content on YouTube. With that out of the way, let's take a look at Pack 1, Pick 1 here. Struck out with the rare, but we've got Sigarda's Imprisonment as really the only notable common in this pack. And then after that, we have Retribution, Stormchaser Drake, and Mischievous Catgeist. I think this pick is between Imprisonment and Drake, and I actually want to go Drake. They both go in a very similar deck. The blue-white Enchantment Disturb deck, but I think this is a more pivotal piece to that deck working than Imprisonment is. I'd have to think our neighbor's going to take Imprisonment here, unless they went started with an Anji or I don't even know, Ill-Tempered Loner or something. They might go with Retribution, but we're going to start with the Drake here. And then we see Hopeful Initiate, Bleed Dry, Taxidermist, I guess are the 3 things to choose between. I don't want it to be Taxidermist, so it's between Bleed Dry and Hopeful Initiate. I think I'm actually going to lean Hopeful Initiate here. Reason being is because Stormchaser Drake really wants to go into blue-white. This is a great card in blue-white. This is a great white card in general. It doesn't really matter what deck it goes in. And Bleed Dry, I'm just kind of overdrafting black in this format. I mean, I can get into it for certain rares, but I'm just kind of done drafting black because it just it dries up way too quickly and is way too contested. So I think I'm going to go with the Initiate and lean blue-white and see where that can take us. Okay, so we have, as far as blue and white cards go, I don't really want any of them. I mean, Ancestor's fine. I could take that card, absolutely. Catapult, Fodder, Gluttonous Guest, fine. Waltzer, okay. Don't really want to move into red for any of these cards. Maybe I could take an early Flame Breather and see if that kind of works out. Maybe we can do a blue-red package with Ancestral Angers and Stormchaser Drakes. But there is another Ancestor. I think if we want an Ancestor, we really only need 1 or 2. And if we want one of them, we can get multiple. We can probably have access to them at any time we want. Flame Breather is one where if we get enough of them early, we can really build an entire deck around it. So I'm actually going to take the Flame Breather here and see where that goes. Okay, so this is a tough pick between Minister and Lunar Rejection. I think I'm going to go Lunar Rejection because this goes well in blue-white or in red-blue, which we could go either. Minister really only goes well in white X, and we don't know. I doubt we're going to want to go red-white with this start. So let's take the Lunar Rejection here. And then we see another Minister, but we do see an Ancestral Anger. And this is the package we want. Stormchaser Drake, Kessig Flame Breather, Ancestral Angers can go a long way in winning you games of Magic the Gathering. So I think I want to take my first Anger here and look for more Drakes and Flame Breathers and counter spells and all that, and disruption and removal and all that kind of stuff. Inspired Idea, Reckless Impulse, I like both of these cards. I would love to get an Impulse, but Inspired Idea is kind of too good of a rate to really pass up on. 5 mana draw 3 or 3 mana draw 3 at a point in the game where your hand size really doesn't matter. So we're going to take the Inspired Idea here, and would love to get a copy of Impulse for this deck at some point, though. Another Flame Breather is great to see. Definitely going to slam the second Flame Breather here. And at pick 8, we don't really get anything for our deck. I guess we're going to take an Honored Heirloom. As if we find a bomb we want to splash, because I don't think Belligerent Guest wants to go in this deck or anything. So we'll just take that, but not really look to play it. There is a Catgeist. The Markov Retribution came back, and then Bloody Betrayal. I don't think we're going to be able to maximize Retribution or Bloody Betrayal, and I really don't think we're going to want to play Catgeist either, but we'll take it as a blue card that we could play. There's a second Anger. I didn't even note that in pick 2, but this is great. Already got 2 Flame Breathers and 2 Angers, so there's not much that could push me off of this Flame Breather Anger kind of package here. I guess we'll take a Celebrants. I don't think we're playing any of these other cards here. We'll cut blue. Don't want to play it, though. In the Festivities, don't really want to play that one either. So I think this kind of blue-red deck is one of my favorite decks in the format because it plays on a completely different axis than many of the other decks do, right? Okay, so here we have a rare that we're not going to be able to take, but is good. There's a Lantern Bear, a Syncopate, Ceremonial Knife, Evolving Wilds. I think we'll take a Lantern Bearer here. Goes well with Stormchaser Drake. As the backside, you can kind of target the Drake with it. It's also just an objectively good card. I think the Syncopate has a very good chance of wheeling out of this pack too, because someone's taking Peril, someone's taking Dormant Grove, someone's taking Reclusive Taxidermist, someone's going to take Evolving Wilds and Hunter, so I think Syncopate has a really good chance of coming back to us. Necro Duality, wow. We don't have any vampire or zombies right now, and I don't think this deck is really going to be looking to add any zombies. So I'm going to take Rending Flame. If Rending Flame were not in this pack, like if this were just some junky green uncommon, I might take Necro Duality, but I don't want to completely abandon the start we've got here. We've got a pretty good synergistic deck that Rending Flame fits right into, and Necro Duality kind of makes us completely derail and go a completely different direction. It's a very good card, and it's very fun, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Rending Flame. So what are we looking for with this deck? Obviously, we'd like to get up to maybe 4 Angers, probably 4 Flame Breathers, and just a lot more interaction in red and blue. We're definitely looking for some Flame Blessed Bolts and Abrades, but here's another Flame Breather for us, so we're definitely going to take that. So maybe 1 more Flame Breather, 1 or 2 more Angers, and we definitely need some Bolts and Abrades. We need a couple counter spells, maybe a Syncopate and a Siphon Essence, things like that to really secure down the board. Because right now, we do not have the removal needed to really make this work. Because if they can stick a creature, then we aren't very good at removing it yet. So we'll take Syncopate here. I think if this Steelclad Spirit comes back, I'd be happy to play it because it's just a creature that can trade with one of theirs, which is going to be important for us to not die for. But we'll definitely take the Syncopate. Here's another one, but there is an Anger, so we're going to take this Anger. And maybe another Syncopate comes around on pick 9. Nothing really here. I don't think I'd be interested in playing any of these cards. Maybe Wedding Invitation as a way to draw a card and trigger multiple Flame Breathers. If we play a Celebrant, it could be like a finisher, but I doubt we're going to want that. there's Brine Comer, there's a Scob spawn, Sure Strike. Sure Strike is good with Drake. I guess we'll take Sure Strike, because I doubt we're playing 2 Wedding Invitations or 2 Honored Heirlooms. So we'll take that, but probably not look to play it. Again, nothing here really. Guess we'll take Villager and hopefully not play that either. Let's take the Evolving Wilds. So yeah, we're not going to play Daybreak Combatants. So we'll definitely take Evolving Wilds just to help us get that mana fixed. The Syncopate did not come back, which is interesting, but there is a Lacerate Flesh here. So I think we're definitely going to take the Lacerate Flesh as a removal spell. Another one. We'll take that one. They're not premium by any means, but they can get the job done when you don't have bolts or abrades. So. Nothing here. So we've got 7 creatures. 3 of them are Flame Breathers, a Drake. I don't even think we want this Catgeist, a Lantern Bear, so that would make 6 creatures. And then a Celebrant, and then a bunch of instants and sorceries, which is the goal. So we need to shore it up with a couple more counter spells, a couple more good creatures for our deck here. And unfortunately, looking here at pack 3, none of that exists in this pack. There's really nothing I want to consider playing in this pack, to be honest. There's a Stitched Assistant which goes fine with Lantern Bearer. We already have a guess we're not going to play. There's a 2-drop, which could just be a 2-mana 2/2 for us. I don't think we want Lightning Wolf. Definitely don't want Blood Hypnotist. Guess we'll take Assistant and not really look to play it. Kind of a swing and a miss there. And again, another swing and a miss. There are 2 cards for us in this whole pack, and we don't want either of them. So I guess we'll just take... Sure Strike here, and really hope that we can actually get some playable cards in pack 3, because these first 2 picks have been a yikes. Okay, so there's a Cradle of Safety, there's an Ancestral Anger. I like both of those cards. We already have an Anger, or we already have 3, and 4 is good. I would love to get a Cradle for this deck as well. So we're going to take the 4th Anger. I think we'll take Chill of the Grave here as a tempo play for us. Just going to be 3 mana, lock down a creature, draw a card, but at least there's that. So we're looking a little underneath on where we want to be on playables, but we'll see where this ends up. There's a Bolt. That's good to see. Definitely need a copy of Bolt. Bolt and Abrade are the things this deck was missing, and at least we got one of them here. There's Scob, Ridgewolf, and Bloody Betrayal. Don't think any of them are for us. There is, I mean, with the amount of instants and sorceries we have, maybe we play a Scob, but I doubt it. Foreboding Statue, I guess it's just a card we could include as another threat. It ramps out a couple of these things for us, and it turns into a 5/5. I guess it's something we could play. And then here we see another Chill, which I think we're going to go with. All those red cards came back, and we don't care about any of them. So we will have to fill out this deck with some filler, but think we kind of got there. We'll have to see. Only 3 flame breathers is a little disappointing. There's another statue. I guess we can take another statue. Do we have anything we even want to splash? Not really. Maybe we could play Epicure plus Respiratory Scob and Stitched Assistant. Because then we have Lantern Bearer and Epicure as sacrifice fodder. Alright, so here at deck building, we've got 9 creatures. And actually we can probably do this so we can see what our options are here. Means we can't sort though, so... Come on, come on. Okay, so we've got... I guess the Epicure could be fine if we want to add Scob and Assistant. That way we have a Lantern Bearer and an Epicure to sacrifice to both of those. I don't think double statue is going to be worth it for us. And then as far as spells go, we have Sure Strike, Serpentine Ambush, and the Festivities and a Wedding Invitation. And the only reason we would play Wedding Invitation is because of the Flame Breathers, and I don't think that's worth it in this deck. If we had like 5 of them, maybe, but it doesn't really do anything else. I think we need to keep both Lacerate Flesh as mediocre as they are, because we only got 1 Bolt and Nova Braids. This deck is very medium. It has potential, but we didn't get any Siphon Essence, only 1 Syncopate. Not feeling the greatest about it, but I think we might be able to pull through some decent games with it. And I think we can probably just run it like this. Yeah, I think this will be how we have to run it back here. Really leaning on this Drake Anger combo, plus Flame Breathers and 13 non-creature spells. So that's the way we're going to have to run it back here. And as we get into the first match, just a reminder that here at Daily Draft, we make sure that we post every draft that we record, win or lose. Be great if every draft on the channel is a trophy, but we obviously know that's not always the case. So we're here to make sure that everyone can learn from at least something from each draft here on the channel. And here we are in the first match. We are on the draw, and we have all red and all blue. Don't think we can keep it. So we'll keep this one. And I guess we could just put back a land. Yeah, I don't think we need all those lands there, so. Alright. Bad part about Anger is you need creatures for it to do anything, so there is that. Bolt is a good draw here. Might need to bolt the Celebrant, but we'll see what they play. They have 3 colors of mana here. I think I'm just going to do this now. We have Rending Flame next turn if we want it. Maybe they have a combat trick. Nope, okay. They don't have anything. Alright. Well, then we'll pass it. Raconteur. We can get the mana advantage of bouncing this, and if they play it next turn, we can still just kill it. So let's just get the mana advantage of bouncing that now. Draw that land. And then unfortunately it goes to Night, but we can still kill it if they play it again. And there it is. We'll just go ahead and kill it now. Not finding any of our creatures to take advantage of these yet. And we're using up a lot of spells without having any Flame Breathers on the battlefield here. So we'll tap that down. Get another Anger. There's a flame breather, so at least we have that now. They're still getting priority, which makes me think this could be a braid, which is not good because we want that flame breather to survive. It's not a braid, or if it is, they didn't want to use it. Yikes. Okay. So it's Flame Blessed Bolt is what it is. Which means Storm Chaser Drake is not going to be very good. Especially with these angers here. So I think we have to get the value out of the angers now. Because we know it's Flame Blessed Bolt. So let's do that here. Alright, that's good. Do that again. Now they can block this and then bolt it down. So we'll just get in there now. Scob is good, especially with Epicure. Now we can kill the werewolf. So there's the bolt we knew was coming. They'll take 3 more. And do we want to play this? I think we do. So that next turn we can play Epicure, Scob, and get something back. And still have anger in hand. Oh, jeez. Alright. That could be a problem. Interesting. So, when this attacks, it can exile a creature. When it leaves the battlefield, that creature comes back. I think I'd rather kill the expert right now. So let's kill the expert. Let's also play the Epicure here. And then no attacks. And let's see what they want to do with Olenbach. They could get the expert back. And it has training. Ah, jeez. Okay. No blocks. So if we draw a land, we can get back Rending Flame to kill the Olenbach. While getting this back and sacrificing the Epicure here. Because they're going to be able to do it again next turn with the guest on the battlefield. Okay. There's the land. So we're going to have to do that. So let's do Scob. Sacrifice Epicure. Get back Rending Flame. And then kill the Savior. And there we go. See if we can stabilize here now. Ceremonial Knife. Okay. I think we're going to block here. Because this isn't doing much more on the battlefield. Ah, geez, and then we just lose. Alright, well, you know, did what we could. And there's another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so we can't even attack. Feels bad, but okay. So we're going to be taking 8 here. If we bounce that. And then we just lose anyway, so. Not much more we could have done. Especially after they dropped that Hellkite there. If they have any non-creature spell, then we definitely just lose, so. Sure, we'll counter it because we don't really have much else to do here. Yeah, I don't know what we can get out of this. I mean, if we like strung through a bunch of angers, but we've already got all 4 of them in the graveyard at this point. So. And we'll draw another land and concede. Okay, so we are on the draw. Fine enough hand. Gonna rely a lot on statue here. But if statue can get us to Celebrants on turn 4, that would be very good. No, I get to search my deck first. Thank you. Okay, red-green is a good sign. If they play a werewolf, we'll be able to Lunar Rejection. There we go. Now, there is a potential that they have Flame Blessed Bolt, but we're going to have to try this. Okay, that needs to die. Do we kill that now? With the Rending Flame? Or do we just play Celebrants? I think we can play Celebrants because we can Rending Flame that next turn. I know we have to take 4 more, potentially, but this also threatens a trade if we want to. Okay, now it doesn't, so we're going to have to Rending Flame that this turn. Let's play our land. And we can do it this way. Then we can do... We could also just play Stitched Assistant here. How do we want to do this? This gives trample, so we don't need to do this now. So let's just actually just play a 3-2. Don't need to sacrifice, and then we'll attack. Okay. So we're going to need to use this pre-combat, or on our turn here. Is there anything we want to return? We can get back a Rending Flame, but we'd have to sacrifice something relevant. So let's do a red. And give it here. Lacerate Flesh is great, so I think we can just do that now. And then I'm fine trading for the villager here. Because we're going to be left with a 5/5. Okay. Awkward. Don't really want to be playing that card. So I think we might have it here. Let's see. So we'll add a blue. We can chill down this. And then that's just enough. Alright, there we go. Okay, on the play, really good hand here. Go double Flame Breather, Anger, and then start going off, assuming they don't remove either of them. Okay, Doom Dissenter. We'll go another Flame Breather and Evolving Wilds here. We'll get another red. And sure, if you want to chump and get a 2/2, I'm fine with that. All right. See what we draw here. Another land. So that makes me not want to attack with it now, because we can just remove it. Although I'm fine. I think I'm fine trading for that, aren't I? I'm not sure. We don't really have a ton of creatures that care if they die. Right? We want to keep the Flame Breathers around. If they want to use this on one, then, you know, that's what they have to do. But let's just play a 3/2. And the next turn we could kill that or something else if we need to. So no attacks. Okay. Double 5-drop. So next turn they're kind of priced into one of these creatures. So let's just kill this. Get a couple of blood tokens here. Undying Malice. Maybe they thought they could activate that at instant speed. That's what they're doing. Because you can't. Alright, so that resolves, and then we can get in there now. Okay. So they're going to remove a Flame Breather or play a Celebrants. Probably got to just play the Celebrants at this point, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's start by doing this. Get a land. We can play this for 3. And then we won't really have a problem with our hand size. We don't even have to cleave that. You're probably going to want to block that. Yep. Seems good to me. And we don't even need to cleave it. So I think we could just drop Drake here. So we'll have to remember our maximum hand size is 4, which is totally fine. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. Gargantua, we're going to sacrifice... Let's see, so if we sacrifice Flame Breather here, the next turn we remove this, put them to 4, get them to 2. It's still not enough. I think our Flame Breathers are the path to victory here. So we'll just get rid of this. So now we can go Rending Flame and Chill of the Grave for the win. There we go. The power of the Flame Breathers. Okay, so this hand seems fine enough. Kind of relying on the power of the Drake here, but let's hope it survives. Okay, the mirror. Okay, so they either have Flame Blast Bolt or they're gonna try to bluff it. Or they'll just use it. Fair. Okay, so we're gonna go statue here. See if that survives. If we draw a land, we can go Celebrants, and then we're kind of set. So they're out of instants, which is good. They could have a counter spell. So we're going to pass, because they very likely just have a counterspell at this point. So we'll just tap this down, see if they want to counter it. They don't. Still missing some lands. And again. Alright, well I guess we're gonna have to do it again, aren't we? Okay. So we can syncopate for x equals 2, which doesn't do anything. Okay, I guess that resolves. Yep. At least it's a 2-for-1. Alright, pass. Okay. And Olivia's attendance. Thank God we have Syncopate. Alright, so there's a mountain. But we still can't play Celebrants. So we're gonna have to pass turn. Okay, that'll resolve. And then we'll see if this resolves. Okay. I'm still fairly certain they have Syncopate because they passed that one turn with 4 mana and got no priority. So they almost assuredly have a counterspell here. So let's try to bait it out by doing this first. Okay, so that worked out. Can't take any more damage next turn. Sorry about that. Alright, so now they could have Syncopate for X equals 1, but we're okay with that. So there's the priority. Let's see, do they get priority now? Okay, so they do get priority now, so it isn't Syncopate. So at least we know that. Could be a Braid or Bolt. Yeah, so it is a Braid or Bolt, but we'll let them 2-for-1 themselves here by blocking the guest. There's the Bolt. They do get a blood token out of the deal. And Hungry Ridgewolf resolves. Okay. My turn. That's a good draw. So we have 6 mana. I think we want to kill this one. So we could go Epicure, Rending Flame, Hold Up a Blood. If we went Epicure Assistant, we would only have 2 mana left, and we need to kill this like now. We want to use the Assistant to sacrifice the Epicure next turn. So we'll do Epicure, I think Rending Flame, and in the event of them having a combat trick or a counter spell, I think we'll do this now. And then we'll pass. All right, we'll take 2. Might have liked to have the Rending Flame for that. I don't think this Anger is doing anything for us right now. We're going to need to get rid of it. Speak of the Devil. Let's get rid of that one too. That's not how we're winning this game. We're not winning this game with Angers. That's a decent draw here. So let's go 1, 2, 3 with Assistant. Sacrifice that. Scry to the bottom, draw a card. Get another land. So I think we can play this land, bolt this now, use this and not have to discard. And then we still have 2 blood tokens. Wow, okay. So we at least have a block here. Okay. Jeez. Hello. Okay, so we'll play our Lantern Bearer. We can play Anger here, but we kind of want this to block. So I don't think we're going to play the Anger. We can play one of these lands just to make sure we don't get too close to 4 cards in hand. And then I think we'll pass here. Has our Drake died yet this game? Yes, okay. It's Binding Geist. So here's the Flame Breather. Let's Anger up Lantern Bearer. And then draw like our 14th land here. Guess we'll attack here. Well, we don't have to attack. Because they're likely going to give this -2. Yeah, I don't think we want to attack, actually. We'll play 1, because why not? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 13 lands so far. Whoa, we only have 10 cards in deck. Alright, we're going to have to make note of that. Be a little careful there. Makes sense. Okay. I think we can trade and chump now. This has trample, so maybe not. They can make us take 5 here. This also has trample. Okay, so we're kind of screwed. So right now we're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we're dead unless we block with something else here. So here we're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, okay. So what if we did this here? That way this dies, we would take 4, 5, 6, go to 1, and have no creatures left. Oh boy. What if we blocked this one? We can't, okay. There's really not much we have left to do here. I mean, we drew like 6 lands out of 7 cards when we needed to be drawing board developing things, so. Pretty obvious that's not going to work out in our favor. Okay. 3, 4. Let's just go ahead and bounce this now. Might have liked to draw that before, but just where we're at. Okay. I don't think we have enough cards left in deck to deal 18 damage to them at this point is the problem. That'll probably do it. So we'll trade there. We're going to need a removal spell. Not at all a land, so that'll do it. Okay, pretty good hand here. I've actually gone in and cut a land in favor of a random Hungry Ridgewolf just as a two drop. Because I think we're drawing enough cards and cycling through our deck enough that we can afford, speak of the devil, there it is, we can afford one fewer land because of the amount of cards we're seeing. We'll get another one down here. And no attacks. Okay. So we're gonna have to chill that. So they have no instants that cost 3 that we know of. Okay. Let's see if we can draw a land here. Not quite. Okay, so they're going to be gaining multiple life now from all their blood tokens, and meanwhile, we're just getting mana screwed. I guess we need to try to find the mana here, so let's play a Foreboding Statue. No attacks. So we could block here and here. They could bounce or kill our Flame Breather and then eat our Ridgewolf. So I'm not going to block because next turn we can hold up Lunar Rejection or kill it with Lacerate Flesh. Rather than risk getting blown out here. Okay. Missed yet another land here. Maybe going to 16 wasn't right. So I think we're just gonna have to Lunar Rejection this in response to a double block now. Let's do that. Okay. This time I will do this, but I'm still going to bounce it even if they let this happen. Okay, so now we'll just bounce that. Miss another land drop. They'll kill our Ridgewolf, which we didn't care about anyway. Okay, and miss yet another land drop. 18 cards, 3 lands. Guess we can go Drake plus Bolt. We can go Lantern Bearer plus Stitched Assistant. Find a land. Because we need to. Let's just do that. Yay, we found it. And no attacks. Okay, so there's the Purifier. We can Lacerate Flesh that now, though, which I think is going to be good. We need to get rid of their life gain, because our Flame Breathers are trying to do the damage now. Plus, this combo is a little yuck. So let's do red, Lacerate Flesh, their Purifier. And I think we can bolt their Minister as well. Because again, we're trying to eliminate their life gain here. And then no attacks. Now we have a 5/5. We've used one anger. So we still have 3. What did they kill? 5/5? Okay. So we can do Drake plus Lantern Bearer on the back of Drake. Let's do that. Draw a card. Deal 2. Get an extra land. And do we want to play this one? I think we do, because Inspired Idea means we're going to want to eventually play that. Here's the magic number of 7 for Toxrill or Dreadfeast Demon. Let's hope they don't have it in hand. Looks like they don't, so that's good. They're going to gain more to life here. Courier Bat, okay. It's a good combo. They're gaining almost just too much life for us here. That's the problem. Another land. I'm gonna go Celebrants. I'm actually going to play this land to hold up Syncopate, and also next turn we can play Inspired Idea for just 3, draw a bunch of cards and not need to discard. I don't think I want to attack with the Drake just yet, because we have a bunch of Angers in our deck we can use for it. Okay, that happens, as much as I don't like it. Okay. Rending Flame is a good draw. So let's do this first. Inspired Idea here. Don't need to kick it. Another Flame Breather is also good. So we can do that, play Island, and then Rending Flame maybe. Or hold up Syncopate. Go to combat. I think we can attack here at the very least. So let's get in there. See how they block. Okay, that's good for us now. So we can kill that and kill their flyer, assuming they don't remove our Celebrants in response. Adamant will. Okay, yeah. Darn. So at least we kill the Courier Bat, so our Storm Chaser, or not. Man, they have all kinds of synergy in their deck here. So we can repository Scob, getting back. I feel like we've dealt like 35 damage to them this game so far. Wedding security, okay. Don't care about Unholy Officiant in the slightest. And don't need Island. So we could Scob back like Ancestral Anger and then just kind of storm off with some with a bunch of drawing cards here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Probably want to do this. So let's do that. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a storm combo here between Flame Breathers and Storm Chaser Drake. So let's get back Anger. We'll cast that on Storm Chaser Drake and draw 2 cards. There's 1. There's 2. Could we have done it? Wow. Whoa. Alright. Let's get in there again. And maybe one last one here. Get him back down to 1. And then attack with the Drake here. Does it work? Of course. Of course they have Fierce Retribution. Are you kidding me? Oh, jeez. Okay. Hopefully it's still enough, though. I know they can gain some life, but we have a lot of non-creatures here that we can kill. Of course they had Fierce Retribution. That's ridiculous. That was a funny sequence there. So we don't need to block that. We can also syncopate our own creature for X equals 0 to kill them with non-combat damage. Or syncopate our own spell. Okay, so let's start by doing this here. So they have to sacrifice a blood in response to survive. We have 4 cards in deck. Okay, resolves. Undying Malice. Let's syncopate that for X equals 2. Trigger 3 more. They go to 1, and then we have Anger to finish them off. There we go. They're going to go to 3 here because of the guests, but then they go to 0 because of... Wait, what? What? Okay. What happened? Why were they not at 1? What did they do? Am I missing something? Okay. Well, now are we going to deck ourselves? So we can deal 1 damage to them now, but it's not enough. How many lands do we have left? So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 4. We have 3 lands left. Great. So all of the last cards are lands. Isn't that nice? So let's get in there with everything because I don't know what else exactly to do here. We have to kill them with what's left on the board because we have 3 lands left. Wow, they let us have it. That's insane. Alright, go to damage. We got incredibly lucky there, because we had 3 lands left in deck. So, what a game. What a game. Okay, not the best of hands, but I think we're going to go ahead and keep it here. Seen worse, at the very least. So let's grab a blue. And at least we can syncopate their 3-drop. Or not. Don't need to play that. Yeah, seems fine enough to counter. So now we can do Drake plus Anger to draw a card. No, I think I'm fine. If they want to use the removal spell on it now, I'd rather try to get at least the damage out of it. Oh god, okay. So my turn, and then that is going to die right now. Should have attacked first. That's a mistake on my part. I got a little overexcited about killing it, because I know that's something you need to kill, but got a little overexcited. So there's 2 damage we probably should have had. So we can just chill that on their upkeep. Or before combat. Which I'm fine with. So let's just chill that now. Okay. Socialite. It's going to be awkward for us. I think we can go ahead and get rid of this mountain here. Alright. I think I'm going to play this one, though. We can chill that. Hold up Bolt. Still want to wait for Epicure or Lantern Bearer so we can get value out of this assistant here. They're hardcore flooding out. Okay. Let's chill that now. There's a Flame Breather, that's good. And another Socialite. Yeah, so this is going to get a little difficult here. We're going to be facing a lot of damage. And I think I actually at this point have to play this to threaten a block on the scavenger at the very least. Because we're going to be taking 5, and then next turn 10. Okay. So we'll block here. Interesting, they're going to play their land and not use it for blood. Jeez, yeah, okay. So I think we're just kind of dead here at this point. And we're going to be hit for like 15 next turn, basically. Let's play Flame Breather. 1, 2, 3. Then we can go Anger and Anger, just to get a bunch of triggers here. Let's play that land. Can't use Lunar Rejection. Bolt doesn't do much. So right now we're taking 5, 10. We're taking exactly 13, so we will have to chump. We're going to have to jump here. So let's get this trigger out now while we can. Maybe we draw a Lantern Bearer or something. Nope. Yeah, so this deck with all these Flame Breathers, and anytime we've had these kind of decks, they've been interesting, but if you don't have the Flame Breathers down or draw your cards in the wrong order, and then you're really, really punished. You really have to have like 8 removal spells at the minimum to make this deck even remotely viable. Because once they resolve this, like look, now we're getting hit for 15, so we're going to have to chump the Pummeler, and then they're at 12, and then we can't really do anything about that. So, I mean, once they resolve 3/3s and 5/5s, there's really nothing we can do, so... Okay, well, the Lantern Bearer came 1 turn too late. Let's play the Mountain. Guess we play the Lacerate Flesh. And we can bounce their Socialite, chump the Pummeler again. Sure. But if they have removal, then we're just dead. I didn't have removal yet. Man, they have got a lot of lands. Thing is, seems like they have a lot. We have the exact same number, so it's not like we haven't had a lot of lands too. Alright, go to attackers. Do they want to sacrifice that? Probably shouldn't. And they won't. So we'll try to bounce this one here, and then see if they kill our Flame Breather. Okay. And then basically no matter what, we're going to die to a Flame Breather or Pummeler next turn, because if we chump, it kills us, and if we don't, it kills us. There's the last Flame Breather. So we were close, but couldn't quite get there. Oh, look, another land. And I want to go out on my own terms here, so go ahead and poke me in the face, Pummeler. Yeah, I think we had it. If they didn't have the 3 5/5s, they had 3 5/5s on the board, and we had what would have been 3 Flame Breathers. We were really, really close, but that's the disadvantage of playing this style of deck. You really have to have it come together, and if it doesn't, it's just mediocre. I mean, I think every time we've had this, it's been mediocre, and we go like 3-3 every time, which is basically the definition of mediocre, right? So, still a fun deck. Still one of my favorites, but wish it would perform a little bit better. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the video to look through our Crimson Vow trophy playlist, or to find our last video in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you on Friday for your daily draft.